I'd like to start out by talking about a site. It's called Sewing Parts Online. You'll see the link as I'm pointing to it. It'll tell you everything you need to know about tech numbers, deniers, the weaves, the types, everything you need to know about it. But generally, as a starting student, I would recommend start with the basic colors: white, black, brown, pastel colors, light yellow, light blue, light grays. I have always used size 100 thread, mercerized, and it's almost impossible to find today. What you'll normally find is 100% size 50 or the tech number 35, but you can use a size 60 or size 70. The thing about it is you want it to be strong, you want it to be a long staple, you want it to be mercerized. A lot of times you'll see that it's used for quilting, general sewing. Comes in cones of 2,000 yards, 6,000 yards, maybe even bigger. But some of the nomenclature that I like using the best quality is the low elongation. In other words, it doesn't stretch. It's not affected by heat or pressing and won't melt. And that's important when you're doing collars and cuffs. That's why I don't like using polyester. Polyester melts when you put heat on it, and it stretches and it becomes weak. So I don't use polyester at all. Now you can use like a dual duty, which has a poly core and then it has an outer core of cotton. That's okay. I've used that and that's turned out pretty well for ironing. And that's generally what you can do. I would recommend that the whole purpose of what I really want to say generally is that you want to use the thread, and that's why I like using size 100, is that when you're sewing on cotton, it basically disappears into the fiber. Now you've seen country western shirts. A good example is jeans. They use such thick thread that it lays on top. In shirt making or in collar replacement, cuff replacement, you don't want it to lay on top. You want it to be embedded into the fabric. And the way you're going to learn this is to buy some spools, buy some low quantity, maybe 200 yards of 100 cotton from eBay, and test it and see how it goes into the fabric so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. It must basically be embedded, and the high quality shirts that you'll see on the market that sell for over $100 always use a size 100. It can be silk. Silk is the only one that's offering a lot of 100 weight. Unfortunately, it comes in small quantities, 200 meters, and it's kind of expensive. $6.25 for 200 meters, which is basically one shirt. And so you can see where the cost, it can be cost prohibitive when you're starting out. So stick with the size either 50, 60, or 70, 2 or 3 ply. Some of the serging threads are in size 100. I don't have any problem with that, although most of it is made from 100% poly. So test it and get a good feel for what it's all about.